Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Meakin from Nao Nails. In this video I am going to do dark crystal nails. And if you don't know what dark crystal is, you are not as old as me. It's just been released on Netflix. There is the original Dark Crystals on there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll avoid Netflix then.
Oi, I love it. I love the original because it.
Creepy.
No, I just appreciated what it took to do. All the puppeteering is absolutely phenomenal.
But the puppets are creepy.
No, I like them. I like them. I do. I know you don't like them, but I like them. I like the gelflings. And they've done a new version as well, which has got like the episodes, slightly different storyline, stuff like that. But yeah, it's amazing. And there is the making of the Dark Crystal.
It's a prequel to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
The series is a prequel to the TV show.
Yeah.
To the film.
It's the Dark Crystal something Residence or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's phenomenal. So it's inspired me creatively to do a set of nails. So we're going to work on full cover tips. So you could actually use these as like a press on. But if you were working on somebody, if you wanted to recreate this and you wanted to do it on a person, you would sculpt out, you know, a clear base first and work on top of that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to lay down a background, so working on top of the tips. My background will be black at first, so we're going to use Serious Black. So we're going to paint all the nails with Serious Black. And I want to do thin layers because there's going to be lots on top and I don't want to bulk everything out too much. So you see how I'm really bending the brush so it drags it off, so it does a thin coat. And 2 thin coats is better than 1 thick coat. Don't know if that's the same with actually wearing coats. Well,
layers is much better than a big coat. Yeah, you should always do layers rather than just one big thing. Isn't that worse than getting too hot when it's cold?
Yeah. So, second coat of black, again going nice and thin. I'm going to use the Cat Eyes products using Galaxy and Cracked Ice. So I'm going to put some of the Galaxy on here and then we're going to use the other colour a little bit further down. They kind of merge together. There is my tool. There is the tool.
Yeah.
Too many magnets. I'm going to go over with the magnet. So, kill that. This is going to give us a interesting background without being too overpowering. I want to sort of change the direction of the cat eye effect as well, sort of as we go. So you get this kind of effect. Don't worry about it being really perfect because it is just a background and you'll see little glimpses of it popping through. So we put that blue in the middle on that one. Right, we're going to do this centre one here. We're going to actually put the dark crystal on there, which is like a gorgeous purple crystal. So we're going to use that for that. These two will have two main characters on, and we will actually put Dark Crystal on there as well. And we're going to take inspiration from lots of illustrations and things like that from the Dark Crystal. Right, so on this one, in this one, I know that I'll need to matte top coat them. So we've got the new Ultra Matte top coat. I need them matte. So what I would normally do until we had this gorgeous top coat was I would have put a top coat on and buffed it, but this will save me the energy. A matte top coat is a lot easier to paint on top of. I'm going to matte the thumb as well. Look how cool that is, matte.
That does look very cool, Matt.
It's
actually.
cool effect.
That looks very velvety and
yeah,
like
so
brushed.
Nice. So nice.
Or is it crushed? Crushed velvet.
Crushed
isn't it?
velvet.
Where it goes like different colours.
Yeah.
See, I know my stuff.
So I want to show you some of the main characters on my phone. Can you see there? Better on your shot, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the main characters. She's a princess. She is. And this is also one of the main characters as well. So these are the guys we're going to paint, and we're also going to do Skeksis. Yes, yes.
See, that's all right. It's the other ones that I think are creepy. Then,
You think they are creepy compared to a Skeksis?
Yeah.
Are you having a laugh?
Nope.
Adam,
Look
that
at the
is
one on.
creepy.
That there is just creepy.
Oh, I like them.
In the film, because I haven't seen the series, in the film they kind of like just sort of like bobble along, and their expressions don't change, and it just freaks me out.
Watch the new one.
It's like, you know, the Polar Express.
Mm-hmm.
The characters in that freak me out as well.
You know, Montezuma, the king of the Aztecs, would drink 50 quarts of hot chocolate every day.
Well, in the new one, every single thing that you see on camera is made. Everything has been made, yeah? So they did do a test run of using CGI. Think like, we'll create the character in CGI, and put it against the background that's been made and things like that, and it just looked weird. And they weren't happy with it, so they made everything and they added elements of CGI, so the faces have more expression. So the blinking of the eyes.
Maybe that might be better then, because the other ones didn't have any expression on
Yeah.
their face at all.
The puppets themselves, skins textured, they were absolutely phenomenal. The puppets are, and the guys, the puppeteers are amazing as well at what they do. So I think you might like it a little bit better.
Okay.
So we're going to paint a face. I'm going to do very, very light lines. And I bet you can't even pick this up on camera.
I'm going to try.
Can you see? So they have a very distinctive facial features. They have very distinctive facial features. So they are very sort of flat-faced, if that makes any sense. The Gelflings, I think they're really pretty, and Adam thinks they're really freaky, and I just think they're gorgeous. They're like beautiful creatures.
No.
They are beautiful creatures. These are just simple little markings, so I know where the sort of top of the head is, where the chin is, where the neck is. Maybe we can pick that up. It's hard because of obviously there you go, you can see it on the overhead there. And then I'm going to map this out with some paint. So we're going to get some titanium white. I've got my sponge, my damp sponge. So it's going to help keep the paint wet. I'm going to use some backing paper from a sculpting foam as my little palette. A little bit of paint and a lot of water. We're making a wash. So you see how it's all drawing back on itself. That's the kind of consistency that you'll need. With that wash, we're just going to map out where the face will be. It's so tempting just to do like a normal face shape, as I would normally, but it's not exactly the same as that. I will slightly adjust it. I'm going to fill this area with the wash just so I've got something to work on top of. They're kind of very short. They all look very different though. They've all got different features, but they've all got the similar flat face. So whereas a human being, if you look at where my ear is and where it's in line with, it's in line with my eye. Now with a Gelfling, the top of the ear is actually in line with sort of where their eyebrow would be. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then this area is sort of really shrunk down, so the distance between the tip of the nose and the eyes is a lot longer than the human face. So I'm just doing some markings so I can start to map out. Just going to make that a little bit shorter, so I've got a brush with a little bit of gel residue wipe off solution on, and that'll just wipe away like your little eraser. And then we'll have a neck coming down, and then they have the most amazing outfits, so we'll capture that detail as well. So we're going to mix this flesh colour now. I'm going to use some burnt sienna. So that's added some warmth, but we don't want it too warm because they do have a distinctive skin tone as well. So let's add a little bit more white. Don't forget this is a base colour, so you can add shadows and highlights. So if you did it too dark, it'd be hard to add the low lights to that. I'm going to take the spatula and we're going to scrape the colour off, and I'm going to pop it on my sponge because I want to keep it wet. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to it just so it flows nice on the nail. I'm going to start to add the skin tone. And we'll need a couple of coats of that. So while that's drying, I'm going to use the time to map out the other character. So we're going to go over the top again to get that colour a little bit more opaque. Let that dry. Going to do the same with the other character. And it's always much better to do thin coats than thick coats when it comes to painting. You get a smoother surface to work on, rather than thinking, oh, I'll just put it on like really thick because it'll cover and you'll have loads of coverage. But no, much better to do them thin. Now I'm going to use the Magic Eyes products.
You say that again?
What?
The Magic Eyes?
Magic Eyes? Oh my god. No, don't stick to that. I need a bigger table.
No.
Yeah?
No, because then everything would be more.
I'd have more working space if I had a bigger table. I'm sure I would. So let's have something.
Right, so.
Right for. Much better to have a hairdryer handy as well, so you can dry your paint.